The world was changing, and people everywhere were beginning to ask where society was heading. Every day the news was filled with stories of crime, violence, robbery, and broken families. At night, police sirens echoed through the streets while frightened families locked their doors, hoping danger would not reach their homes. Courts were working tirelessly to fight crime. Judges handed down sentences daily, and prisons continued to fill up. Yet despite all the efforts, society seemed to be falling apart more and more each day. Older people often sat together remembering how different life used to be. In the past, children were raised with discipline, guidance, and deep respect for elders. Parents corrected their children when they did wrong. Teachers were respected in schools, and communities worked together to raise responsible young people. Discipline was never meant to destroy a child, but to shape character, teach responsibility, and prepare them for the future. But as time passed, many things began to change. More children started growing up without correction or accountability. Respect slowly disappeared from homes, schools, and communities. Some young people insulted elders, ignored advice, and made dangerous choices while nobody stepped in firmly enough to guide them. Small bad habits that began in childhood slowly grew into bigger problems later in life. As families weakened and discipline faded, society began feeling the consequences. Crime increased, relationships broke apart, and many people started wondering whether the world had lost the values that once held communities together. As time passed, the warning signs became impossible to ignore. A child holding a dangerous razor blade could not simply be left alone and expected to learn without guidance. In the same way, small acts of bad behavior in children could grow into something far more dangerous if nobody stepped in to correct them. Many criminals did not become violent overnight. Their actions often began with small habits that were ignored while they were still young. Soon, families also began to suffer. Homes that were once filled with love, unity, and respect slowly turned into places of arguments and division. Husbands and wives fought constantly while children watched silently, growing up without the guidance and stability they needed. Many young people felt lost, searching for direction in a society that no longer seemed to teach strong values. As discipline faded, communities became more fearful. Violence increased in the streets. Prisons became overcrowded, and many people no longer trusted one another. Fear replaced peace, and the future began to look uncertain. Older generations looked around and wondered how society had fallen so far from the values that once kept communities strong. But even in the middle of the chaos, there was still hope. Some parents, teachers, and community leaders began realizing that children needed more than freedom alone. They needed love, guidance, responsibility, and correction. Families slowly started rebuilding the values of respect, discipline, and unity that had once shaped strong communities. And as the sun rose over a new generation, one truth became clear. The future of every nation depends on how its children are raised today. Now the lesson we learn from this story is that children need both love and discipline to grow into responsible adults. When parents, teachers, and communities stop guiding and correcting children, society begins to suffer through crime, disrespect, and broken families. Good values, respect, and strong moral guidance help build peaceful homes and a better future for the next generation.